welcome to Hooked on Utah. Today we've got a great adventure for you. We're right here at the mouth of Ephraim Canyon. This is the Skyline Snowmobile Complex, and we've got a motley crew of experienced riders. We're going to take you up on the top of Skyline, show you some incredible places to snowmobile. Sit back, relax, enjoy tonight's adventure, and we'll see you here as soon as you can get your sled on the mountain. This is going to be a ton of fun, man. All these sleds, tons of power, bunch of good snowmobilers, rookie snowmobiler. It's going to be a ton of fun. Ah, smell the smoke, baby. I love it. All right, I'm here with Carrie Nielsen, AKA Pickle. Now, Pickle, you're part of the Sanpete County Search and Rescue, so I want to ask you a few questions. Today, we're primarily riding the trails, which, by the way, are phenomenal. What do people need to prepare for when they come up on, let's just say they're going to do regular trail riding, and then those that are going to powder ride? From a safety perspective, how should they prepare?
You know, one of the first things you always got to do is have the proper clothing, proper gear, helmet. Helmet's not optional on a snowmobile. Helmet is required. For one, it's warm, and for one, you're going to crash. It's just the way it is. We always want to be prepared to spend the night because we don't ever know what's going to happen. You could come up here for a sunny day and the storm comes in and you're here for the night. You come in, you break down, you get stuck. Something happens that you can't go home. You need to be prepared to stay a minimum of one night.
Okay. What should they have in their little pack? What do you think?
You know, we always like to keep a couple of bottles of water minimum. 3 is good. Some matches, some way to start a fire. I carry flares. I vacuum seal them and keep flares because when I'm cold, I want to start a fire. I don't want to be messing around. I carry a handful of snacks, things that I'll actually eat, just because it's there. You know, you might not eat it unless you absolutely had to. So I carry things I like. I have things that stay in my pack until the end of the year, and then I put stuff in every day as well.
Okay, what about the guys that are doing deep powder riding? They're going off trail, they're going into the pines. How do they probably need to prepare a little different. Emergency equipment.
Absolutely. So I'm wearing an avalanche vest. You'll see a lot of avalanche packs today, different styles. This is a balloon vest, whatever you want to call it, blows up. It improves your odds. They say 65%, we hope. Carry a beacon, shovel, and a probe. And all this stuff needs to be on you, not on your snowmobile. Does you no good if it's on your snowmobile.
Because you're going to get separated from it when you crash.
Absolutely. Your beacon needs to be attached to you in a place that's not going to get torn off of you if you get buried. We don't just want to find the beacon, we want to find the beacon attached to you.
Okay. Now, someone's in the mountains, somebody doesn't show up for, you know, they're overdue, let's call it 12 hours. How do they get a hold of Sanpete County Search and Rescue?
911, everybody's got our number.
There you go. Give them a call, prepare, and then if you have to, they'll come save your life.
Thank you.
Now, if you want to come down here to Sanpete County and you'd like to get out on one of these trails, the first thing I would strongly recommend is go to snowmobilingutah.org and get one of these sweet Central Utah Skyline maps. It's just like the Ephraim trail map, however, it's got all the snowmobile trails on it. This is one of the best maps out there. Get your Ephraim trail, your snowmobile trail, you're set for spring and summer, and we'll see you down here on the Skyline trails. All right, so I'm here with Scott Stevens from Diamond S Manufacturing. That's your business. You live in Ephraim. Now, all the sleds here have a little bit of his handiwork on them, and you know, if you're like me, whatever the toy you have, you want the most out of it. You want it to rip, to snort, to go, and you're doing some very cool things to these machines that turn them into fire-breathing dragons. Get the most out of the performance. So let's talk about them. What do we have here?
This is a Skidoo's new 850 Turbo, and we're building titanium mufflers for them. To mostly lose weight, we do gain some horsepower, but we're losing 14 pounds off of this particular sled.
Which is gigantic when you're talking about that much weight off the sled for maneuverability, flickability, getting all that horsepower. I mean, it's going to make a huge difference.
It makes a big difference on them.
Okay, what else?
On this one right here, we've built this mesh hood. We lose another 13 pounds with the mesh hood. They breathe better, keeps the engine compartment cool. Along with the side vents that are on there is one of our products to keep the heat out of the engine compartment.
Okay, so what are all the products that you offer for these sleds? Obviously we've got the can, we've got exhaust, what else? The mesh hoods?
Yeah, mesh hoods, and our main thing is titanium mufflers right now.
Okay.
Lose the most amount of weight we can and gain some performance out of them.
Okay, so, and what models or manufacturers are you servicing right now?
We have titanium mufflers for all the manufacturing.
Okay.
Well, we don't have them for Yamahas because we don't have four-stroke mufflers.
Okay. How do people get a hold of you if they want to check out your products or purchase them?
You can go to our website. We have an online store. It's Diamond S Manufacturing.
Okay, I can tell you firsthand from riding a sled with his products on it, oh my gosh, they rip. And I want to show you, come over here, take a look at how absolutely beautiful this is. I mean, this is world-class craftsmanship right here. Titanium, it's absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's got an EGT probe in it. Gorgeous. And I mean, 14 pounds, when you think about it, being in the powder, keeping your machine as light as possible, you're going to get the most out of it. And I'll tell you what, this is another cool product made right here in Utah in Sanpete County. I'm here with my good buddy Keith Bailey. Now, you guys know Keith is a world-class snowmobile racer. And Keith, I have some questions. You know, snowmobiling is not something that I do a lot. And I can tell you, when we get into deeper snow, I struggle controlling the machine. So walk me through some things that'll help me have better control of the machine when we get off the groom trail.
Okay, yeah, there's a big difference when you get off of the groom trail. A lot of guys expect a snowmobile to act like a four-wheeler, but it doesn't. And the main reason is because we're in soft snow. And so the surface below us is giving as we ride. And so we've got to use that to our advantage. And so most of the time what we're concerned with is balance. And the number one thing we're doing when we're riding in the backcountry, in the soft snow, is we're riding the snowmobile on edge. And so getting the snowmobile on edge and balancing on edge are the basics that are going to help you perform all the maneuvers we do in the backcountry. So I'll show you a couple things on the sled. I'm just going to move my helmet so that I don't knock it off. Some of the basic positions that we're going to be in on the snowmobile. The first thing is when you're riding off trail, you want to be in a stand-up and aggressive position. So that's kind of knees bent, arms bent, ready to go and move around on the sled. You've got your neutral position, which is going to be standing on the snowmobile like this. This is how we're riding when we're going straight and not turning real sharp. We'll stay in the neutral position and lean. Then we're going to have different people describe it differently, but position 1, 2, or 3. I usually just say, you know, right side, left side. So we're going to hop onto this side. This would be a position 2. We're going in a position they call wrong foot forward. So I've got my right foot on the left running board, and my foot's kind of a 45-degree angle to the sled. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initiate the snowmobile onto its edge. And to do that, we're gonna use the gravity and the balance of the sled, and we're gonna turn our skis to the left, or to the right, to go left, and then we're gonna initiate this maneuver, and we're gonna pull the snowmobile on its side.
Which for me, I've got to tell you, that was the most awkward thing. It's counterintuitive to turn the skis the opposite direction initially.
Yeah, and the counter steer is key to making this work. Then after that, we're gonna find the balance point of the sled. You can see the sled's balancing right there without me doing anything. And if I'm riding on the balance point, then I'm not fighting the snowmobile. And so what we're gonna do is, as we're going through different terrain, it's gonna either push us one way or the other, and we're gonna use the steering of the snowmobile to keep us on edge. And so if I want to tip further on edge, I'm gonna turn further to the right. If I'm tipping too far onto my side, then I'm gonna turn back into the turn, and it's gonna pick my sled right back up.
Okay.
The other position would again be on this side of the sled, doing the same thing. We're putting our foot out, not so much to get leverage, because if we turn that sled, it's gonna roll on its side. We're putting our foot out and kind of have a ballast there, and if we tip too far, we can just put our foot down and push back.
Okay.
Especially when we're initiating a side hill. If I'm side hilling into the hill, if I lose the sled to the downhill side, I'm not going to be able to recover it. It's going to go down because it weighs too much. If I lose it into the uphill side and I've got my foot out, I just push off with my foot and we keep going. So
Okay.
we'll demonstrate some of this for you. When I'm doing this for the first time, we picked a location here where we've got a flat, and then we've got a nice mellow slope that we can try these things on, get comfortable doing some of these maneuvers. It's always easier to do them with a little bit of throttle, and there's a lot of times when you want to use just a little throttle to get it flipped up, but you also want to be able to do it just without a lot of throttle, so I'll do a lot of these things in slow speed.
All right, so I've got Bevan and Sean with me now. You guys are doing something pretty cool. You're not sledding, but you guys have one of the neatest machines on the mountain right now. You guys are grooming trails, and this is awesome that the DNR's up doing this. So tell me what you guys do as far as trail maintenance goes, so the trail riders know what they can expect.
Okay. Yeah, well, with the state park's in charge of a lot of the trails, so all the riding around Utah. So we do this area specific here in Sanpete County. We do 12 Mile Canyon, which is up Mayfield. We do Gooseberry, which is up Salina Canyon. We do Manti, and we do up here in Ephraim, where we're at now. We groom from the bottom to the top, make it really easy for beginner riders, advanced riders, whatever, to get to the top. So this is a great area. We work right out of Sanpete County. We work at Palisades. So the state parks is the ones that get out and get this all set up. And the cat does really well. It leaves a really good trail. We can cut into drifts. We can clean up the trail and make it really nice.
Now, do you guys have a schedule where if people want to know what trails are groomed when, so they can see that, so they know? Because I'm thinking, hey, a groomed trail with about 6 inches of powder on it, that's a thin slice of heaven right there.
Right. Yeah, so we work off of the SnowUT.com website. So we'll put all of our grooming, the day we groom, what was the conditions were, how we did. So that's the main spot that we go to update what we got.
And a lot of the grooming we like to do before the weekend when all the riders come out. So a lot of times we'll do it either Friday night or even during the week, Monday, Tuesday, something like that, just to help. So when people do come up, we're not there, and it looks nice for them.
Awesome. You know, I hope you guys realize what the men and women in brown do in the state. I mean, if it's fishing, UTVing, if it's groomed trails like this, every awesome adventure you have starts with these guys right here. They make it fantastic. So next time you see them, tell them hi and see if they'll let you drive the machine. They told me no, but I'll tell you what, the trails up here are phenomenal. We'll catch you on the backside. Okay, so I've got Cole Nilsson with me now. Cole, you are a junior at Manti High School.
Yep.
And what day is today?
Friday.
What time is it?
It's about noon.
What class are you skipping?
English.
English. But listen, this is part of his marketing communications course, right?
Yep.
We're doing an actual internship today. So right now he's interning with Hooked on Utah. So I want your opinion. for a new snowmobiler, what is the best technique or thing they can learn when they come out on the deeper powder? What do they need to learn to be proficient?
You need to be able to side hill,
Okay.
and make your turns well.
Okay, so I'm struggling with that. We learned a little bit earlier from Keith, but I'm watching you, dude, and you're laying that sled, I mean, on its side, any direction. How long did it take you to get the confidence to do that and the skill set?
A couple of years.
You got to be willing to wreck your machine or just lay it in the snow.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much.
What's your favorite part about snowmobiling up here?
I like when there's deep snow.
Yeah?
Playing in the trees and on the cornices.
Okay. And is there a certain lady we want to say hello to?
No.
Or should I say ladies?
No.
Shout out to all the girls at Manti High. You know, one of the things that I love about this is we're surrounded by great snowmobilers that are going to teach you proper technique, safety, you know, how to run the machines in these hills. This hill looks super steep. On camera it may not, but it's quite steep and intimidating. And what is awesome is you get great instruction from great guys, and then you've got these machines that just have so much power, extended track, and you can just blow right up these hills effortlessly.